desired. I am excited to see if Na'Vi can trifle with the indomitable Heroic. They've got the individual aimers. We heard from Hunden. He believes now the difference is that they've got the aim stars in Shush and, of course, Refresh joining the ranks alongside Stown, Tessus, and Cadian. Get this one started, then it is going to be Na'Vi on the T side. This is their pick. Therefore, Heroic given the gift of that CT start. They're surging towards Palace and middle, a 3 split, 3-2.
Simple has a Zeus.
Vision denied. They'll be fast up short. Boomich goes ahead of the bloom of the smoke, so just a little bit of util deployed for space. And they're trying to threaten B as best they can, but they do stay very rigid in this stance towards A, and it's the right call. Simple and Electronic. What a pairing to be coming out of that Palace position. And they've got a lot of space, and Simple takes some more. That was the first shot out of his pistol. Shush, he's always good on the USP, and so is Stown as he catches 2 on their cross out. Electronic's still there. Perfecto trying to make the Glock work long range, and he's done significant damage. Has to do the dance now as it's just Perfecto. He's going to be finished off by one of the 4. Well, it started strong. Simple certainly did with the first opener into the site, but well handled. It was Stown and Shush combining as those A defenders.
They're going to have to call on Shush a lot over towards that A side. We know he's the anchor. We know that he plays an integral role as this Heroic CT defense. Here's Stown just baited on in. Perfect. Look at this. Lovely shots. Gets it done. And Tessus finishes things off onto Perfecto there. Interesting to see Na'Vi with this Mirage choice. And knowing they get nuked next, you wouldn't be too worried. And I think that works for both of these teams here today.
Yeah, Heroic's nuke was very scary. Last time we saw it against Estrada, 16, what, 4, 6? It was a stomp. Absolute battering. Well, seeing Na'Vi being reserved, obviously didn't get the bomb down. Perfecto treats himself to some Kevlar. I'm not sure how far that will get him. Obviously, should they find a weapon, that's going to be the target of Perfecto.
Really curious to see what Na'Vi we get here today. And we've been saying that for years now, but it really just is the case with this team. They need to consistently show the form of their quarterfinal victory for us to start considering these guys to really be a contender with these other 2 elite teams, right?
What we observed as well was, yes, Simple has to be having a normal game. We have to be seeing that typical Simple style of 1.2 rating or more. But outside of that, it was everyone else combining. You know, Electronic was looking so good on T sides. Boomich was actually looking once again in that form when Na'Vi looked their most threatening. It's when Boomich is hanging with the big boys. Bit, of course, joining and finding much more consistency than the previous 5th ever could. Now, it is obviously just down to these pistols, and Heroic have managed to suss this one out to a degree. Oh, it's down. Perfect backup. Some Deagles connect, and if Refresh doesn't find it, which he has, things could have gone awry. Instead, it is only Simple, and only, perhaps not the prefix I should have used. He is closing the gap here. 2 clicks to the belly, 1 to the head, and he's been spotted out now. It does get distinctly more difficult, but still finds the headshots. The X-ray perfectly toggled just to help you understand how ridiculous the shots he can hit are. Heroic, though, do extend to 2-0, and, well, it was only Perfecto that invested. They were biding their time for the 3rd. They look to strike now with those AK-47s.
Yeah, so Perfecto will see him operating with a Deagle yet again here, but everybody will have the big guns, as it were. Heroic, after a couple casualties there, will need to reinvest, so they're going to walk into this one with the FAMAS and the MP9 as the only real emissions. But all in all, looking pretty good here. Boomich selling a bit of a fake over towards mid as the rest of his teammates now are setting up for an A piece. 2 out ramp and 2 out Palace. They're just limping in for the fights here.
Yeah, let's see if Shush can do okay, because he's always on that ticket position. You'd think it's a predictable shot for the bullets of Simple. He does hit it. Smokes the con, starts his crawl towards taking that jungle side. With the smokes up, there's nothing that really Refresh can say about this, but Na'Vi aren't in a rush. Taking as much space as they can off the back of their smokes, and just as it fades, Electronic does manage to patrol to contain Connector.
Another smoke just landed as well, so this is looking perfect for Na'Vi here. Just need to be patient.
Already with a man advantage as well.
They know where Boomich is.
Yeah, but he's just keeping, like, by living, he's rotting that clock. He confirms he's still dealing with 2 in middle. They're pushing it for him, and he's still taking headshots. Stown finally shuts him down. Galil, not that tempting of an offer, and the round is just slipping away through their fingertips. They'll maintain what they can. Would have loved to have denied some of the AKs, but it was just Boomich hanging out in top mid. His utility was a big component of that take towards A.
Oh, there you go. Perfecto even gets himself an M4 out of things here. So lovely stuff for Na'Vi, and it was just that shot onto the pillar of defense. Shush destroyed on the walkout. And Na'Vi, yesterday, the team that we saw in the server is the one that inspires hope for this team and hope that Simple can have a team behind him. This conversation, if you're a Counter-Strike fan for many years, you'll have heard it time and time again about what Na'Vi need to do, that it's just a one-man band, and oh, now it starts to look good, the team's together, the smiles are on the faces, and then out of nowhere, it all just falls apart again.
Yeah, I think T-side calling consistency, or at least having their T-sides feel consistent, which they did yesterday over the course of all of the maps. We saw all three in their series versus Furia. Double digits even found in some of those maps on that T side, which is a huge change-up.
Interesting little look here from Heroic in the second gun round. They've actually lent 4 players over towards A. Shush, Refresh, they're tucked in towards the dark position. Cadian was supporting from Ticket and Stown was dealing with Connector, but now they're rotating back over to Tassis' position on that B bomb site. So very transitional here, Heroic on the CT side. Strong towards A early. Now the pivot will reinforce the B site, and the default spread from Na'Vi continues. Bit with Boomich, the big Bs, working their way down that mid area. And now that Bit's being posted on up, he's going to make a couple shots, let them know they do have full control.
Yeah, but this very early gamble, conceding so much control, but it does bode very well for Heroic here in the fourth.
The utility needs to be perfect out of Na'Vi on this execute. They've got the mollies, they've got the flashes, and there's 3 lying in wait. Tassis is pushing.
Yeah, as the flashes arrive. Tassis, what are you planning to do with that? Damage onto Boomich. He'd love a frag. It's more, but nothing lethal. Here comes Na'Vi. Refreshes boosted position, gets him nothing. Stown will have to drop the smoke just to survive. You said the util had to be good. Perfecto's into the site. Stown lives on. Time becoming a bit of an issue, but Perfecto's given him so much room with that frag. Refresh still on the bench. They're trying to pivot. Bit's made space on A.
Oh, he's got the rotation as well. Bit just can't go down here. Boomich can make it across to the site.
And Bit's got Cadian's rotate on lock. What a play from... Oh, Cadian actually catches him. Now the plant is not a guarantee. He has to tuck into default. And that frag alone has put them in good stead to find a third here. Boomich wants to deny it all. He's low, but it doesn't matter. Boomich comes up with the clutch. 3 HP and a dream. And that dream is realized. We have a 2-2. Heroic sent back to the Bronze Age.
Oh, I can't believe he just takes the fight like that. Finds the initial kill, sets himself up for a one-on-one, and just peeks straight into it.
Jesus, it looked so good for Heroic. They were handling everything Na'Vi threw. Bit making space on A did lead to the plant. It was Boomich, though, that steps up to the plate. Look at this duel. He's just so ready to take it. Refresh caught off guard by the sheer aggression out of Boomich.
Happy with that one, isn't he? Good reason as well. Look at Heroic's finances here. Have to take a save.
Okay, well, they do leave the vent open. We'll have a nice audio cue should anyone be up for that kitchen flank.
There's 4 of them here, and Stown's going to flash from Ticket, but Na'Vi are already pushed up.
Well, here comes the USP massacre. It's open, it's shut, it's over. Wow. Courtesy of Heroic, they get us a quick one.
Don't often get those around these parts.
That's a gift for everyone involved.
All right, well, now we can get back into the gun rounds here. So AWP in the hands of Cadian, and, well, here's the massacre again, just from a different angle. Bish, bosh, and a bash, away we go. Easy as you like, no casualties for Na'Vi, and they're starting to sit pretty here. The clutch from Boomich into a clean sweep anti-eco. They have cash in reserve for another gun round. No kits for Heroic in this one. Fast towards mid again from Boomich. Utility affords him the cross towards the mid box, and more than happy to continue to swing and fight.
It's a powerful position once you set up. Anything that Bit tries to do towards that bench, he'll have a... Yeah, that's the angle I'm talking about. He'll have a great angle for it. They are a little light on A. Shush is given a lot of responsibility on the CT side of Heroic. Na'Vi, after spreading a lot through their default and dumping the majority of their smokes, they've got 2 left to play with. They gather back in mid.
Looks like it's going to be a connector walk-up or explode here. We've seen them park Bit up towards this window before for the late round flank. Another window smoke, and yeah, there it is, the boost. there's no rotation for these A defenders, Alex.
Yeah,
Cadian and Tessus are so committed to B.
He's kind of smoked his team off. It enables them to kind of execute through it, you'd imagine. 30 seconds. Obviously, it's a very lurky smoke. They could be on the stairs. Down now has his crosshair in multiple facets. Here they come straight through. The flash doesn't catch him, and he catches at least one with the M4 spray. Simple, quick to equalize. Looking good from CT. This crossfire is broken by Perfecto. Simple tries to kick the door open. Slam shut by Refresh. Double from him. It's Bit to come up clutch. He's got a good shot at it. He's only got 9 seconds. He'd have to try and make space to triple. And that's held by Tessus. Right down to the wire there. I started to believe Bit might have had a bit more of a voice into that 1v2.
Good rotations from Heroic there, right? Bottlenecking them in that connected position, allowing Tessus and Cadian to rotate over from Cat. Once the bomb gets dropped in that position, the amount of time left, and Na'Vi, well, there you go, searching.
This was great from Refresh. Just making sure that trade was there. The crossfire broken.
Immediate response here, so a bit more of a competitive affair than our first series of the day. Na'Vi will be back into these rifles. Boomich has 7.1 yet to buy, can purchase whatever he would like. And Heroic is sitting pretty as well.
You were telling me this isn't a head-to-head we see all too often as well.
No, I was having a look at it. I think the last time was EPL Season 12, which was October of last year. You know, and you think in modern Counter-Strike, with all the games we have going on every single day of the week.
Yeah, and bearing in mind Heroic are, you know, 2 players different by that point.
Yeah, you thought maybe, you know, they faced up. It's nice to see. I think this could be an explosive clash here today.
In a semi-final, no less, so certainly the stakes couldn't really be much higher. Gambit awaiting whoever is the victor in this one.
More than happy to give Boomich this top mid control. You can see Heroic, they're just playing off mid, more focused on the bomb sites. Shush up close towards A against down. So much for him to do. You can see he's just monitoring mid through connector. They can walk up underpass, they can boost towards window, try and slither up close towards that connector smoke, and he's the only one really overseeing business right now. Cadian from the ticket position can jump up to help, but currently trained towards apartments. You can see this setup from Heroic, how it can collapse on middle late.
Yeah, certainly if Shush is to take any of that ramp control or Palace, enables Cadian to support that connector fight. Good Molotov, that's forced Bit completely out of the line of fire. Cadian was there to pick him up if he did fall down.
Oh, just drops out of dodge there. 40 seconds remaining, bombs over towards B.
And that's where Refresh and Tessus have made themselves comfortable.
.25 now.
Yeah, clock's not the best friend of Na'Vi, and they are walking into a 2v2. Tessus has found an angle he's happy to work with. Bit crawling in from short as well. First contact found. Refresh with 1. Bomb's on the way. 12 seconds. Tessus survival integral. Can't seem to piece it together. Now the bomb will go down. As does Simple. Cadian can't contest initially. Confirms they haven't crossed the right side of sight. But Electronic, oh, good catch. He's got them both booked. Down's watching and finds it. The equalizing frag is given by that aggression out of Electronic. And now, if they just step a toe out of line, Cadian's there to punish. Aggression from Stown, silence, and now Cadian's chances diminish. Perfecto winning the round by just standing still, by not succumbing to that awkward cross. And now, of course, as he looks away, they slink away.
Can't believe Na'Vi stole this one away so late. This is the normal Na'Vi where you'd see them kind of freeze up in these situations, but winning fights across the map, it stifled the rotation. Great trading onto the site. And they walk away with a big round, Na'Vi. Seal up 4, and Cadian saves that AWP. It's necessary save. Check out the finances for Heroic right now. Interesting to see if they decide to force behind this. But this is a good struggle right now. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing here, the back and forth nature early. Refreshing.
Season 12, that was a while ago. And Mirage and Inferno, no less, in the pool. See both of those. Inferno, a third map decider if we need it. I certainly wouldn't be complaining.
This map pool looks great for a banger of a series here.
Whew, well, they're charging in, and the AWP is in the right spot. Cadian is going to have to play very aggressive if he wants to find the impact necessary on that AWP, and they've heard it. He fires off a shot, Perfected with another lurk smoke. They're playing it very different, knowing what the CTs are up to and equipped with. Boomich.
They're pushing up mid. Boomich has already taken vent room. This might catch them off guard here. Bit and Perfecto running, very noisy.
Yeah, there's a world where they could catch them with an element of surprise. This info is everything for the CTs. And Boomich, he seems unaware and unprepared. Tessus with the double dink out of the USP, and now the AWP is in the right place.
They're locked in.
They're even flanking. There's a lot going on, going into this. Tessus using the AK already to draw fire, and attention, Katie now with the AWP, and from behind they strike. It's an absolute catastrophe. Na'Vi ripped from the server, and USPs are saved AWP. They leave with a round and a second for free.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, an early time as well for them to be conceding a round like that. Na'Vi, you know, when flustered in a third map, overtime maybe, but this one came out of nowhere.
I don't know what happened to Boomich there, right? He was up towards that vent room with like 1:35 on the clock, so really early mid control. And the mid push from Heroic, right? They had to be aware. You could see that they were glancing at that mid smoke as they were pushing up. That's practically a full eco victory. It was just the saved AWP. Insane scenes from Heroic to steal one back like that, but look, Na'Vi don't want to give up. They're going to force themselves. AK for Simple.
Here we go then, Chad. Strap in. It's starting.
They're going to run boost out mid, or is he just going to peek? It will be the run boost.
Gaden's peeking over. That will soften up the hero AK considerably.
Have the same mid space granted again here. You can see they're just able to walk on out. Heroic, they posture early and then they dip on back. Util now drops stalling out about 1:10 on the clock when that smoke dropped. It's just wild to see, you know, so little mid presence coming out here, just all the focus on the extremities and then just dipping on back, occasionally glancing at mid, keeping an idea of what's open, what's closed. More utility and response here to deny towards connector. That one hasn't dropped exactly.
It's going to serve its purpose, I think.
They could boost over it, but still very risky.
Gosh, so much of time, resources, and bodies invested into this mid control. They have maneuvered back towards that ramp side. Heroic using their utility very well to keep the time in their favor. However, if Shush isn't actively holding that ramp, yes, down, you can't stay there. As the molly is up, so does he. He spotted some, and he missed shot. He was ready for the swing. It's refreshed to keep them contained and keep them honest. Simple's AK would have to do it all now. And at 15 seconds, I'm not sure how. Oh, but he is taking Stown down now. Shush is tucked in on Dark. It's Perfecto's job, but he's found it as well. Spring into life, spring into action. The plant cannot be saved. Simple just doesn't have the time. Caught by Cadian. And Heroic do recover from that. Very threatening towards the end of that.
Yeah, all things considered, they got a lot out of that Na'Vi. A couple extra seconds on the clock. Maybe that bomb goes down, but Heroic, great job defending. We'll be able to rebuy here, and Na'Vi, it should be the eco for them. Hopefully, that eco round loss is not the start of the end for Na'Vi. That's the rounds of past Na'Vi that would tilt them off the face of the earth, losing to something which is considered basically the full eco with that saved AWP. Still early stages in this semi-final. 2 P250s, a Deagle for Simple, and 2 Glocks, Boomich and Bit. Not really going to have a lot to say in a round like this.
Good chance for Simple there, and he profits. Lovely nade barrage. Makes short work of 2 members of Na'Vi. Perfecto's been hanging out in these apartments for a while. He's had a couple of pot shots. A recovered M4 puts Boomich into a power position where that low HP from Shush could have haunted him. Perfecto somehow has actually won that duel. And now,
oh my God,
dink onto refresh. Why is Perfecto so threatening? Shush has gone down. Not a response, not an eco win. Up against the eco win. Back to back, they're doing it. Perfecto's got another. Now, Cadian, what on earth are you supposed to do? The bomb's going B. Maybe the AUG, yeah. Could be the best weapon for the job. Perfecto playing it safe. I'm not sure if that's heard, yeah. That's not bad, but it won't stop the plant. Boomich gets away with it. And full HP as well. Bit of deja vu for Cadian. He's been in a retake situation like this. It didn't go swimmingly the first time. Drops out of smoke. Now let's see if that incites any movement to his benefit. Needs a reload, dude, and they let him have it. Spots Perfecto on the top of the bench, and he'll finish the job. Perfecto is the hero for Na'Vi. He was just sitting there. They sent him to 2B apartments with a P250. He leaves with 3 frags in a round.
That was huge. That dinker as well, you could see that the pressure that put the B defense completely under. Shush was already low. Boomich had that M4 in the space, and this is how it all started. Simple with that Deagle kill. That dropped this M4 that Boomich picks on up, gets the kill onto Shush, rotates on over with that bomb, and Cadian stranded with the AWP. A retake looked unlikely from the get-go, and now Heroic are just back down to pistol, so let's see.
If they fought fire with fire, Chad, then, well, let's see if Heroic can return fire in any capacity here on the A setup. They're going for the 4-man lean. Could put an AK into enemy hands if Simple goes down, but he's not one to be caught out like that. Refresh is going to have to take some contact and quickly loses his head.
Can't get too far ahead of himself here, Simple. Lots of bodies around.
Yeah, he could get taken down. It's up to Bit to tidy up the mess. And they've got Electronic as well in position for the Palace, so it's all nice and safe in the Na'Vi hood. 6th found.
I think that response from Na'Vi with their own eco victory, now they negate each other, those 2 rounds, right? You can just wipe our hands clean. It doesn't matter at this juncture that both teams have lost a full eco. Now it's just about these gun rounds and the double AWPs, preferential for Heroic once more. Stout, secondary, Cadian, primary, Shush, MP9. No defuse kit.
Just funny watching them stand still at T-spawn as they're piecing this one together. Cadian, very aggressive for the mid-fight, and it does lead to success. Drops his smoke, expecting the punish, and Boomich walks straight into his domain. They're walking into Cadian's game here. 2 already. Electronic could be dry to test it. No flash available. Changing it up. Simple regroups with what remains of Na'Vi. Cadian has just completely thwarted the mid-hold. A big question mark about mid-control for the CTs, but it's not going to get any easier for them. They lose that connector smoke. It is almost more convincing at that stage. It pulls Cadian back into it. Simple's dropped a unique smoke. It's going to enable a bit of a walkout. Not if Refresh, though. Just smokes them off in response. Okay. Loudly. Needs Electronic can start to tighten the noose. Cadian's still paranoid about mid. This is going to go well for Na'Vi. They can still turn this around. 3v5 if they could just find 2 heads. There's the first, and there's the second. Perfecto opens up proceedings. Quickly silenced by Cadian's AWP. No fun for anyone here. Simple does molly him out and tags him in the process. It's Cadian's swing. A small window of opportunity. No one's in position to grab the second AWP. They got one anyway. 6-6. Heroic right back into the running.
Great stuff there from Cadian, huge round. And this is the first time we've seen Heroic go more aggressive towards middle. The rest of the time, I think we were just seeing a bit more passive play. I was talking about Stout having that responsibility. He was just jiggling in. They were keeping connector smoked. But this time round, they take the fight to Na'Vi, and it pays off in a big way. Still tied on up here. And once again, we have a financial question. Do Na'Vi want to buy? They definitely can. They can drop some guns. They can make it work. But this is a tight-knit affair right here. Neither team really being able to establish too much of a bank, right? The longest spree of rounds we've had so far is Na'Vi with 3 on the trot.
Yeah, so maybe every game, if both teams just win 1 eco, we get a competitive financial situation.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Just have to win 1 eco every half, guys. That's all you have to do.
We go full Call of Duty, just remove the economy. Simple could have an AWP every round.
The one perk I'll say is when I was casting Call of Duty, they always went for the clutch, Chad.
Okay.
I never got upset about that Shiro 1v2 running away from the 2 HP. They always gave it a go.
It would definitely help the pace of our game at the moment.
Now, Cadian's posted up, but Perfecto's accounting for it, and it looks like, yeah, Bit could be vulnerable. Wow, great restraint from Refresh, and Cadian's aggression could be short-lived. He knows Boomich could slip the smoke. The lurk smoke's up. They know he's close. A lot for Cadian to do. A good aggressive flash. Boomich is gone, and Cadian, he's still making it work. Electronic could be his next victim. Walked into the sandwich. Good supportive flash, but still pulls the trigger on the peak. Shush keeps him honest. And now Simple dealt a 1 versus 3. Bomb on his back. And 3 members of the Danish squad to find. He is going to probably want to walk out on that smoke, and catches a glimpse and a tag onto Tessus. It's just to finish. And Heroic, they have weathered the Na'Vi storm. It wasn't a perfect buy before. It certainly won't be this time. They're looking to close out this CT half of Na'Vi's pick with a distinct lead.
Yeah, plant would have been great there for Na'Vi. Could have given them a little bit more in the bank balance to go for a partial here, but things aren't looking great. The last few rounds, Cadian has stepped up massively. They've just been walking into the pointy end of his AWP, and all he's had to do is press one button, and away he goes. And here we go. We'll just be this economical debacle for Na'Vi again. We've already seen them win a round like this. Let's see if they can go for number 2. So focus in here. As if history's anything to go off, they'll take this quite slow, very safe. The jiggle towards mid, Down takes a pot shot, and it's a 3-man aggressive mid setup. A nade onto the toes of Perfecto and Simple, and they're already bleeding internally, but Tessus is down, and so's Down.
No, it's happening again. Cadian, damage control mode. He knows they can cross, and they have.
That's the bomb.
Yeah, Simple's going to have a lot of power in his position. He just can't afford to go down to the AWP. He knows it's short. He wants to set up a smoke. And, the chance from Electronic forces Cadian into a defensive stance. That bomb is on B. This retake is going to be a brutal one if they could just find this lurk. That's what Shush was patrolling for. They know Electronic is behind enemy lines, and he's holding them up. Just by existing, he's winning them the round. That was it. And it is it.
Oh, you can even hear the run away, so they can call the chase. They can start looking for this Na'Vi.
Dude, how have they done it twice? This is just... I mean, Perfecto gets all the credit. Gold stars on his chart. Electronic's even going to get away with an M4 upgrade.
They may as well chase. Remove these rifles. There's not a lot of money right here for Heroic. This is an eco. You're going to have money next round, Na'Vi. Get snuck in.
It could get worse. It looks like Refresh has kept the Cadian AWP in play. And Shush is safe towards CT. But Na'Vi have done it again, Chad. I mean, Perfecto, Desert Eagle master. He beat Tessus with a P250. Now he's beating him with a Deagle.
It was a jump as well, I thought.
This is the shot everyone thinks they're going to hit.
Jesus.
Oh, God damn. And that is it. Just the first domino to fall.
That's crazy. That is an insane shot to hit, because that jump peak, you see everybody doing it. You see everybody doing it, right? And it's gotten safer and safer over time. Once upon a time, it would just jump up and down in the same spot.
Yeah, back in the day, you just use a scout and shoot when you jump. But Heroic, undeterred, they want to leave this half with a victory. Bit is not surely going to be anticipating an AWP posted up on the tight line. No, baits it nicely. There's 2 to find. Refresh and Down have found first blood. Now retreat is their next objective. Tessus.
Still brave, isn't he? Doing it again.
And it's up against the potential AWP here. Now he's in a lot of trouble. Drops the smoke to isolate the cross. Good find onto Electronic, and that's bomb spotted as well. Perfecto loudly descends. The rotate's on its way. Heroic have to fight for this one. They will fight for this one. A 2-man advantage. Quickly made just one. And they're losing a lot of health now to that spray. Perfecto cannot plant with Tessus on that site. They have space, but the Heroic boys are going to fight for this. They're going to contend close quarters, and it's working well. Even trades. Perfecto with more to be done, and Boomich takes ahead as well. 2-on-2. Will things slow down for just a second? A fake plant trying to draw more confirmation as to where that rotate's coming from. And they're walking into Boomich here. Perfect angle for it. Looking away though, Boomich has to spring to action for the clutch, and they're both there. Good find. Heroic will leave with a slight lead. 8-7, the score reads at the half. It's Na'Vi's pick. It's time to see how the Heroic T side, the Fakey boys, are coming.
Tæt. I indhækket, det der. Ja, jeg tæller. Ja, jeg tæller. Mod dig, René. Han er ude, han er ude. Sådan. Sæt nogle skud, Rasmus. Sæt nogle skud, gutter. Vi gør det her.
Делай. Красава! Слушайте, Элик и...
Han løber mod vundet. Nice, mand. Sindssygt.
Sygt greb. Nice, mate.
Really en. En mere. To mere.
Begge. Nedside.
Nedside. Hotspot.
Ja!
Seriøst.
Hey, gå her.
Fuck, hvor I syge.
Jeg har Evi tøj, bare sådan.
Stand out, 'cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. It's late at night, I feel you on my skin, you're all that's on my mind, it's finally sinking in, you're it, I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out, 'cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. Way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Oh, it's electricity.
Stød. Alligevel død. Jeg ved ikke, hvad sidste.
Bæk. God tid. Nice! Sådan Rasmus, mate. God runde, mand.
We're back in business, and it's delivering in every way we wished it would. Heroic Na'Vi could not be separated. Everyone's winning ecos, clutches, Perfecto has the same amount of frags as Simple, and you are here in exactly the right place for your evening's entertainment. On Machine, I'm joined by Chad Sponge Birchall. He's smart, I'm not. This is the second half of Mirage. It's Na'Vi's pick, and I'm hyped to see what the Fakey boys are going to do, but also, as Chad was just saying to me before we went live, the fights are going to come to Na'Vi now, and they are to be tested with a lot in middle. They're just throwing bodies down towards that connector position. They've all gone for Kevlar. There's nothing fancy about this. It's just about the bounce. Look at the KZ. Tessa's quick up to the window, shush onto another. And I think at this moment in time, it's uncertain as to what Stan will find. He's the one that's patrolling into B. If he finds space, they might wibble that bomb all the way around into the B site. Stan going to be clearing 1,000 corners at once. And he'll confirm it. So if Tessa stays where he is, he'll at least be able to communicate any loud rotators. Oh, survival is integral for Tessa's here. If they want to win this round, he can't go down without a headshot. And there it is, USP upgrade, as well as he keeps them busy, turning his body away to keep that hitbox minimal.
That's so cheeky and so brave.
But instead of sticking around, now they have to hunt him down, and Heroic just sealing the round. It's going to be very difficult for Perfecto. Admittedly, he has been brilliant. He does have a kit. There's nothing to suggest they can't and shouldn't go for this, but really unfavorable situation for the two of them. Walking into the Lion's Den. Stan would have to miss his first shot, and that does not happen often. Just like that, Perfecto has the win taken from him. And my goodness, Heroic looking very good.
Well, that right there is the perfect summary of what Heroic do best. They cause chaos, it creates gaps, and somehow, every time, they seem to find it. It's wild to see. It's like, I've used this reference a lot, but it's like water, it's the path of least resistance. When they have that individual, he's just able to worm his way into a power position. And that's a huge pistol for Heroic to pick up here.
Now, Na'Vi are one of my favorite teams to watch in this second round. There are so many individuals that can and will win you around. Let's see if Heroic can do some error avoidance here. They've put themselves almost in the same call. Chaos in middle, 4 of them.
Very quick about it as well. Window smoke, connector smoke, mollied off, pushing up. It's just a B split. This is quick.
Perfecto's alone.
Oh, I hope he doesn't jiggle here, get the shock of a life.
Hello? Oh Oh dear, Perfecto's happening. He's already got one. He's nearly killed two more. Stown and Shush bleeding out. They're gonna have to drop their util just to get the bomb across. I think Perfecto's done enough to make a real round out of this. Cadian does have a freebie handed to him, but Electronic's quick to respond. And yeah, it's game time now, folks. Electronic even landed the strafe, I think.
Perfecto had a kit on his body, right? No, wait, he went down.
Simple. Caught in the smoke. It's a big find from Stown. Electronic is quick to this. Loudly, though. Oh, and that AK retrieval's just a bit of a kerfuffle. Corners to clear. Nice find. Another one from Bit. And it's very damaging. Electronic hasn't got a setup for it. Crosshair not quite there. It's Stown and Refresh who do weather the storm. Just about, though.
Wild stuff, and the trading there was great, right? They're putting their bodies on the line, knowing they're close to that deagle. We've heard about it enough. The 2 bullets to the belly, that's such a dangerous peak, and they get away with it. Perfecto doing a lot here.
I mean, hindsight is 2020. If one of those extra peaks actually resulted in a kill, after Electronic finding this, it really was game on. Stown, very low HP, could certainly have gone down in that exchange, so needed to find that headshot. And Copenhagen gets a little louder as Heroic can take a sigh of relief. They're doing it again, Chad.
Yeah, and I love the approach, right? It's so team heavy, right? they're just taking space together to trade off of one another, and this is the right approach. You don't want to give up too many kills to the pistols, allow them to pick up the AK.
Just a death ball.
Big gap in this.
And B is open for business. Lovely jubbly.
It's the same thing, right? So let's see if they go for the punishment once we get into the gun rounds.
Hello? $600 for Cadian. And only a Mac 10 to be retrieved. It is the perfect outcome for Heroic. Of course, it's not over yet. Navi are going to try and find a little bit more damage on the way out. And it looks like Refresh isn't looking at Bit. Fortunately, that wasn't an insta-dink out of the P250. Bit of a meal out of his opportunity there for a weapon retrieval. It was obviously unlikely given Stown's readiness to trade.
We need a bit more out of Electronic here, right? I was taking a look at the scores on the doors after the first half. Now, when you're on the T side, and the fights are a bit harder, right? But on the CT side, not like it gets easier, but you're tasked in a position to get one or die, right? Or to get a multi-kill, or to lock down an area of the map. Electronic had a rough first half, but he can redeem himself here in the second. He's had 1 kill so far. If he's able to come alive here, like the Electronic we saw on the T side of Inferno yesterday to get them to this point, some massive entries, taking space, making plays. He seems to be the missing link right here so far for Na'Vi in map number 1. You look at the scores on the doors for that of Heroic, it's much more of an even spread. You've got Cadian at the top with 17 and then Tessa's at the bottom with 11, but over for Na'Vi, it's 17 for Simple, 17 for Perfecto, and then everybody else seems to be dropping off a bit of a cliff.
Change up from Heroic then into Navi's first buy. They went for the Augs. Weapon of choice for Simple and Electronic. Boomich is tucked in close and he doesn't quite find the initial headshot. Neither does Electronic. Refresh has just gone and taken the site all on his own lonesome. Yep, there you have it. That was a 12-second round. Call it quits. They're getting out of there.
0 to 100 right there. Great stuff, great shooting. Not much more you can really say about that, but the question is, do Heroic want to start to hunt and try and take away a couple of these guns? We always talk about this, about establishing your economy, having to worry about their economy and where it's at. Well, there's enough money for Heroic right now to go for another buy in the next with what's residual. So they can throw a few bodies at this. Coming in through kitchen.
It's great to see the contrast as well between, you know, we just watched Navi's T side and it was a serviceable, professional, 8-7. It's just interesting to see the direct comparison now to what Heroic have been laying down so far.
Yeah, it's like one of the things that I think is quite key here is how teams use anti-ecos or anti-force buy situations, because even though, right, they were going through mid and they were pack rolling, right, even though it was just against the upgraded pistols, you still need to keep that in the back of your mind that that is a tactic they have used, right, that they were quite heavy on mid in the first couple of rounds. And then we get into the first gun round, and it's just an explosion. See how they're ahead of the utility as well? That type of play right there is how you can catch individuals off guard, because when they see the nades sailing through the sky, some people play like a smoke molly defense, they'll drop out their own utility to deal with it. If you're ahead of it in a fashion like that, you catch them almost pants down.
Yo, Stown's ahead. He actually wants to dip his toe in. He found a lovely little haven before the spread. Quick denial of that mid-cross info. Bit won't be activated on short.
Oh, Electronic didn't catch him, did he?
Yeah, no. Tessa's already taken down the short player. That was the bomb spotted in middle, but Cadian, he'll hear that. He's hearing all of that. Heroic back towards A with Cadian parked in the window. He's going to be the linchpin to a lot of this. Like, their rotation from B, completely caught off. Their rotation through window and jungle, nullified. They just have to worry about CT and close sight. And their Dreams only getting better now that they're smoked off with still 60 seconds to go. There's no rush.
No,
the Danes.
It's a bit more of a retake setup now. Boomich is outside.
Oh! Things change. Things change in a big way. Perfecto finding the Cadian lurk. Now, what do? Your Cadian leader gone. Here comes the commit and the Org, the perfect weapon for the job. Simple, with ease, dispatches of Shush. In 30 seconds, this commitment is coming in. Boomich is the next man for contact. .25. Triple plant to be denied by that short player. Perfecto's just biding his time. Now is his chance. Oh, and they've let the bomb go down. And Refresh with a frag from that Palace position. Perfecto with more impact for Na'Vi. This can go either way. Refresh is down, delivering, laying down the rounds. They're both half health. Simple finishes off one, and Refresh has got to win this duel, and he has! Now Simple hunting him in a big way. There is a kit in play. They're not the perfect plant. Simple's going for the full 5 seconds, and Refresh tries to call his bluff. Can't blame him for trying. Simple steals it away. Refresh, a valiant attempt. The worst place to be playing that 1v1 from.
Boy, oh boy, yeah, it did get a little bit rough for him there, didn't it? That whole situation, he made the right call, having to fight to isolate it to a one-on-one situation, and then it comes down to a coin toss. If you're Simple in that situation and you stick the defuse and he comes out and kills you in the back, you're like, oh. But if he doesn't, you win it. It looks easy. It doesn't get easy from here, because Na'Vi, they scrape through a round, but they only scrape together just to buy, and you can see this, doubting the full commit.
Ooh.
Did he see the toes?
I'm not sure if he did. That's a lot of nade damage, though. And they finish it off as well. Wow, Boomich and Electronic have just exclusively with their nades found a frag. That's a big response from Stown, and it does put a bit of a frown onto the face of Perfecto. Electronic would have loved to have done a bit more there.
MP9.
Yeah, but the smoke is actually favorable for him. If he catches them just as they start to look around, big fight, a second on the cards. Shush is low. It was Stown that goes down. Shush down to 50. He's already pushed up across. Ooh.
I have an idea. They know. Of course they know. Look at that. 9 now for Na'Vi. Oof. I love the explosive nature to the start of these rounds, right? There's so much biffing going on everywhere. Just happy to walk out while there's misdirection elsewhere across the map. Minute 40. He's just power walked this. Just power walked into an opening kill.
That started so strong for Heroic. You can see how it finishes. Simple and Electronic with a pair of frags. And Electronic with 2. Obviously, he's been quiet so far. I'm sure he's going to be activated now as they've strung together 2 consecutive defensive rounds. It looks like that AWP is postured for a good find, a good chance. Bit gets away with his life.
He's gone fishing there, Cadian, seeing if he could find them an opening. Now he's going to rotate back around with that AWP, reposition and take a pick elsewhere. Simple is over towards that window room. He's floating around right now. Lots of footsteps from Boomich here. Not making any disguise of his footsteps. And oh, they're actually heading back towards A with the bomb here.
It should have an advantage onto that Stown advance. But Stown is hyper aware of the flight path he has to take, and he does just pop up. Whack-a-mole.
That was beautiful.
Very diligent clear. Through the apartments is the objective. They cannot find the trade, but that's Refresh with the bomb. Stown does relieve the pressure of the stairs angle, but Simple just keeps finding more and more opportunities to make that AWP work.
Bomb's dropped up there.
Oh, it is. And how are you supposed to retrieve it? He's pre-aiming that one mantle up. And Shush smokes it, tries desperately to retrieve this bomb. A spray to suppress the AWP's peak, 20 seconds. He's actually accomplished an awful lot there.
B?
You can't with 19 seconds. You just haven't got the time. Oh, but Cadian does catch them as they go looking. 10 seconds, lads. 10 seconds. He could go down, and he has. Simple's alone, and they get the frag. This is some mad Counter-Strike. What? Was that the cut noise at 19 that fooled Na'Vi into a bit of an aggress?
I don't even, like, you were right with the time there. I don't know how much they would have had if Shush had ran the whole way anyway with the bomb back. Like, Na'Vi scrambled into the site here.
Beautiful start from Stown, but it did look like it was Na'Vi's round when Simple started to hit these shots. The bomb was loose. I mean, credit to Shush, right? I think that was his own smoke that he threw out as well, just for the retrieval.
But the thing is here, like, Na'Vi weren't committed to the site.
Oh, God.
They committed late. Was it like a desperate attempt here just to deny the plant? Either way, Heroic have just completely bankrupted them here with
Stown had 4 at the end
situation.
of that. If you're confused, I'm sure so are Na'Vi.
Yeah, whoa, look how top-heavy that is now. This is not, there's not the 2 men we usually see here. It's normally Simple and Electronic with that. Perfecto is having a great game. He's having a fantastic performance here today, but this is the same story. They need somebody else to chime on in. It's just a different name. Exactly, it has to be the 3rd star.
How many times has Na'Vi 3rd star in a conversation?
Oh, dear, okay.
It's not the end of the road. Refresh has whipped out the 50 bullet Wonder. He's about to fill the feed with it, or at least attempt to. Bit takes it out of his hands for free. Good shots. In fact, 2 CT frags in the feed. Simple is happening. Electronic through the smoke as well. Na'Vi with a nonsense round straight out of the gate. They ain't done yet. He can't even see where he's getting shot from. I need to piece my brain back together because it's happened again.
That's their 3rd, all right? So before it was 1-1, then they got their 2nd in the first half. Now they've got away with another. So Na'Vi, you got the Boomich clutch that was in play as well. They've had a few of these. But this is a lifeline. This is more than a lifeline. A round like this, assuming they...
No, I'm just saying, it's not a knife. But... buying a P90 against Simple? And no, he's seen it. He's seen it now. He's holding it. He's giving him the pep talk.
He's thinking about it.
He's just letting them know. These boys think they've got this in the bag. We've just taken everything away from them with an eco victory. Deagle's working wonders. 3 AKs for free. It does not get better than this for Na'Vi.
If that P90 magically turns into an AWP for Simple... Ooh.
Oh, it could. It really could. He's looking ever threatening, and there it is, an idle AWP. Simple would rush over there, but it's not to be. Okay.
Let's see who's going to use the P90. Maybe Boomich. Not too bad. He plays up close and personal towards that A ramp. It's actually Perfecto. Can wheel that over towards the B bomb site. Jack of all trades, Mr. Perfecto.
Sure. I mean, it's almost every time we start to think we understand how this game's going to play out, one of those happens. Now, Heroic, it's not pretty, but it is functional.
Very important rounds here.
Electronic taking some liberties up middle here. I'm wondering if Cadian's even ready. He's actually got his knife out at this point. The nade will get him back onto his high alert. Electronic has an advantage, a big one over the smoke. It's faded now, but that's just as he pulls back. Down meets his M4. 3 rifles in play for Heroic as they look to turn the tables once again.
Oh, perfect timing on that.
Yeah, even hitting them. Simple keeps that mid control very, very honest. Jumps for the info, can re-peek into this from a lower elevation. Their legs are through. Cadian swings out, and he does manage to just about tuck into the jungle position.
Oh, gets away as well.
How on earth?
I think that may have just scared Tessus there for a second.
Still no sign of how this is going to finish successfully.
Has to be a B, surely. There's 1900 as the loss bonus for the next round. Maybe they're even considering holding on to these AKs.
Yeah, that does almost sound better than the alternative, other than a round win. Perfecto's P90 comes alive, nearly 2 out of the back of that, but the site is now open for business. Boomich, if you could deny that plan, it would be everything. Refresh is bodyguarded successfully, pushing in now, though, and confirms Boomich is across. Tessus makes it work,
No
and so does
way.
Refresh. Heroic are turning it completely on its head. We
Cadian's
thought
flanking.
an impossible round win. Cadian the Immortal actually going to punish Simple here on the walk back.
There's no way that just happened
they
again.
just keep trading blows, Chad.
How has that one happened again? Like, what on earth is going on? It's not like it's even sloppy situations there. Like, Perfecto swings out, he gets the kill he has to.
Yeah?
He does the job that he's needed for here. This is the next kill. This is the problem. Bit going down to Refresh on that cat pincer, and Refresh continuing to show his star potential there. Cadian, after surviving, that's what he was doing, surviving, he gets the final kill of the round here. And again, Na'Vi back down to one of these odd situations. Double orbs.
Oh no, and Simple's missed his shot. His opportunities do not come
Oh, he's pinned on in.
frequently. He is locked in, and they are not going to let him get away.
No one can bail him out. No one can help him.
Well, maybe Perfecto can give it a go. Loudly on short. They can't mantle up and drop into Simple, who's just going to be very erratic with his mouse for a while. It's Perfecto who this time delivers. An equalizer unlike anything. Stown just doesn't check his corners, and Chad, they're trading blows again.
This is wild.
Na'Vi responding kind. Simple getting away with no HP. Now he's at least going to be met by Cadian, who bides his time for that safe shot. What can you say about this one? 50 seconds for them to piece it back together again. Perfecto's double still echoing in the heroic comms after what looked to be their opportunity.
They're trying to deny the second AWP here, which if Shush throws that away, they will be successful in doing so.
Maybe they just save this time.
Yeah, they're not looking for this one, right? The bomb is way too far away, and you bang on with that Perfecto double kill. That was all they needed, and I think that's the key here. Is it is the multi-kills. It doesn't really seem like the weapons matter too much, right? Like, we've seen them with Deagles, with CZ, with everything. It doesn't matter for either team at this point. Weapons will be scooped on up.
Yeah, after this one concludes, if we can summon that round recap, it will catch everyone up to speed with exactly what Chad is talking about. Yeah, not the weapons, much more just about the macro of Counter-Strike. Their money sucks, but they did save those AWPs.
Yeah, but double ops on the T side, right? That's not even a great place to be right here. I guess I'll just go back to the point. The weapons don't seem to matter, so we'll have to wait and see how they position themselves. Boomich was able to drop his AWP back towards Simple. 25 kills for Simple now. Here we go again. Where this one ends, it's anyone's guess right now. Flashes towards mid, Tassa's picking on in. No aggression towards Connector. Boomich is under the balcony, Simple over towards Ticket. Well, that smoke's going to deny Cadian's pick. We'll have to wait this one out for 20 seconds or go for a jaunt elsewhere. This is a real chess match. The back and forth affair.
Anything can tip the scales in either's favor here. It could be Cadian's AWP fight. He is already scoped up, and no potential AWP support from that jungle line, so it is just Boomich versus Cadian. If that is the point of contact, it all remains to be seen. Down lurking B. His scoping's been heard, and so much so, Electronic's even pushing for a flank. So if the timing works out right now, it's a 4v2 on A.
Perfect smoke from Simple.
Electronics actually opting for a flank A. Boomich dips out. They need to put pressure onto Boomich somehow, because now the frags are coming in for Heroic. It's not the multi-bit, however, catching one. So now the A side's theirs, but Electronic is on the fastest of flanks. I'm not sure they're going to be anticipating it this quick. Bit's objective is to not only survive, but draw attention his way. Cadian's even considering the CT flank in all of this, so what does Electronic get done? Refresh tucked in default. Their afterplant positions look pretty damn good, to be honest.
This is tight.
Oh, and just as he jumps up, Shush has the advantage. And it is all Shush, 4 in total here on the T side, using that M4 to great success. And it puts a lot, 4 map points into the heroic side of the court.
Yeah, it feels like this one should be done. Na'Vi need another miracle round to stay in this. And we could list them off for both of these teams of how, oh, that is so good. Just continuing the spray transfer through the box. Oh, and how, you're right, the post-plant situation, look how tight they're playing.
Yeah.
Like they didn't take any risks.
Well, Electronic's flank is great, but the angle he's holding is even better. That's just as you're mantling up Tetris, when you're inaccurate, when you're surprised by that info and your crosshairs elsewhere. Yeah, really difficult to break through. I've seen Na'Vi do it so many times, I'm not even going to be surprised at this point if we do see a first blood come from a simple Deagle. This time, Stown very quick to dispatch of the start.
Has to sit and watch now, minute 30 on the clock. How excruciating are Heroic going to make this? Boomich might be next up.
Oh, damn, Tessa's okay.
Precise. 3v5 now.
Yeah, should just peter on out.
Writing's on the wall for this one. Look at this. Just walking in towards the B site. Perfecto's been good. Oh, he's dead now from B, surely. Drawn towards mid, left a massive gap on the B site. They're posted in his position. Tessus could even finish it himself.
Well, he's kept him so busy. It's just exactly what the doctor ordered. The bomb's going to arrive before they're a threat on short. That is a call. Boosting up that AK is a good chance for at least a single frag, but Refresh is watching it and they are ready to go. Heroic, just 2 frags separating them from taking Na'Vi's pick away. It has been one hell of a game. It's the T side where they pull away though. You know, 8-7 on the half. This is going to be ending 8-4.
They have to go for this, boys. Come on, it's the last round here.
Give her it all she's got, Captain. Both from short, all eyes on you, just delaying the inevitable, and there you have it, Heroic. 1-0 up in the semi-final, looking very competitive. Both squads doing the ridiculous throughout our first